appears that this week METYouth Delivers has proudly followed into the footsteps of METYouth Live and developed its own technical difficulties. We were on a call with Avery. She was the first runner-up of Kahoot, but Zoom did not record the audio. This week it was bubbles. We were going to try to blow bubbles with our mouth without utensils, just to dip our lips right into the solution and see if they will fly. As we were getting ready for the game, we just chatted as per usual and talked a little bit about her life, about her unicorn that you can see in the background in the top left corner. The name of the unicorn is Jennifer, in case you're wondering, and that was a gift from Maya. You know, sisters love each other, care for each other, gift each other, and sometimes yell at each other, as Avery, kind of let me know. I understand that I had a brother. We didn't yell at each other. We kind of rolled around on the ground and punched each other as hard as we could. Usually I lost because, well, I was younger and smaller. Avery also has a brother, Marcus, and they get along just fine when they don't have to get along together. They don't. I don't know what it is. It's just brother and sister trying to figure out exactly how to do life together. But they love each other very much, and it shows sometimes, from what I understand. One of the things about Avery and her family is that they are moving to Winnipeg quite soon. They're just waiting for some things to finalize, close down the deal, and go all the way up there where it's so warm in the winter. But as they get ready, I decided to do a little quiz with Avery and find out how much she knows about Winnipeg, her new home city. So there are 4 questions that I asked her, and she did quite well. Out of 4, she only was not able to answer the first one. So the first question had to do with summer temperatures. What is the average temperature in the summer between the months of June, July, and August in Winnipeg? There were a few options that Avery had, and in the end she guessed correctly. Wait, I'll take it back. She guessed incorrectly. She said 32, while the temperature in the summer is 25, average temperature in Winnipeg. She got that wrong, and so she attempted to blow the bubbles. Now, I made her do it twice because the first time, as she was putting the solution on her lips, we could not see anything on the Zoom, so I wasn't sure if that actually happened. But the second attempt, was also equally unsuccessful. Fun times, a little bit of soapy stuff in her mouth, but other than that, no bubbles. So we move on to the second question, and in the second question we talked a little bit about geography. So right around Winnipeg there are 3 lakes, quite large lakes. There's more lakes, but 3 large ones. And the question was, what are the names? She needs to name 2 out of 3 of those lakes to escape another time with soap on her mouth. And she did. So she guessed Lake Winnipeg, Lake Manitoba, and the third one she didn't know is the Lake of the Woods, but she did quite well. And so it was my turn to try and to blow some bubbles. It didn't work quite as I imagined it would, but the bubble was there, which is pretty cool. And then it just burst and stuff flew in my eyes too, which is, very exciting. We moved on to the next question, and the question had to do with stuffed animals. Quite fitting, as the unicorn was looking at us. We were talking about Winnie the Pooh. And it was a true or false question. Let's see if you can answer that. Is the name of Winnie the Pooh based on Winnipeg, on the name of the city Winnipeg? If you were to answer without Googling it up, I wonder what you would say. But the answer is that it is true. That in 1914, there was a veterinarian with the Canadian Army who came from Winnipeg, and he brought with him a mascot to his division, which he called Winnie, after the city from which he came. Then later on, he left this Winnie in London Zoo, and Christopher Robin happened to see that, and they named his character, his teddy bear, Winnie the Pooh, based on the original Winnie. And so Winnie the Pooh's name is based on the city of Winnipeg. Who knew? Good job, Winnipeg. So, cosmopolitan and international, or whatever else. And then we move to the next question, and that was the last question. There is this idea in Ottawa that we have the longest outdoor natural kind of skating ring in the world, but we do not. Winnipeg actually is the city that has that longest skating rink. It runs along the rivers of the Red and Assiniboine, however it's pronounced, and it measures 8.5 kilometers. It's the longest. Apparently, I didn't measure Ottawa once or any other one, maybe in the Netherlands or somewhere. But the question was like, how long is it? And so I gave Avery a few answers to choose from, and she chose 8.5. And so I was the lucky or unlucky winner of this particular question and got to blow the bubbles again. And as I was doing that, it was kind of fun. Nothing was flying. I mean, when I kind of said a few words, a few small bubbles came out, which was nice to see, kind of magical. But then what also happened is that some of that solution came into my mouth and it was just disgusting. And then as I was speaking, it was foaming up. I had to spit out some of that stuff. It was just no fun. And then we said goodbye to each other, and Avery was able to go on her merry way, only having to tasted the bubble solution once, while I went upstairs to brush my teeth and drink some milk and do whatever else just to get rid of the soap taste in my mouth. But before I left, I was able to check out, I suppose, and so here are the final words of our METYouth Delivers for this episode.
METYouth Delivers finished. I'm telling you, like, my mouth is just filled with bubbles. It's like the more I speak, the more they kind of come up. I have to go upstairs and maybe brush my teeth or something, and then enjoy the rest of the day. But this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Here. That's what happens when you try to blow bubbles in your mouth. It just becomes a mess. But hey, it was kind of fun. At least I know my teeth now are nice and clean, and so is my tongue and my throat, and I guess my esophagus is getting clean as well. I hope I'll be able to talk to you next time I see you. I hope there's no permanent damage, but that's what you do for METYouth. You just go all the way in. Until next time, follow Jesus close. Oh, I swallowed a little bit.